Welcome to the Big B and Little T channel. I'm Tina, and today we're going to be cooking some Salsa Verde Mexican chili. It's really cold outside right now. It's a good time for soup, and everybody loves a good chili. This is just a little bit different than regular chili because it's green and not red. It's delightful in that it has lots of vegetables in it that will be hearty, and it has a little kick to it, some spice, and you can change that according to your likes, but we'll get started on chopping the vegetables. First, we're going to start with an onion. Choose white, yellow. A lighter color onion is a good one for this particular chili. We're going to use a green pepper. I also would like to use poblano pepper, but the store was out of them, so we're going to go with this big green bell pepper. And I have a jalapeno pepper that is quite large. We're going to use half of that, and that's optional. You don't actually have to use it if you don't want to. And we have some garlic cloves as well. So we're going to start chopping our onion. Okay, we have our onion chopped. I just did a medium dice. We're going to start it in the big pot on the stove, and my pot is empty. It's just going to have the onions in it to start off with. We don't need to add any oil, and if we need to in a little bit, if they start to stick, which they shouldn't, but if they do, we'll add a little bit of broth or water. While those get started, we will chop our garlic. I can get it all in the pan. There we go. Get that peeled. Set that off to the side. I'm just going to take the top off this, slice it down the middle, set half to the side, and I'm going to use my serrated knife to get out the membranes and discard the seeds and membrane. That's what makes it very spicy. So we're just going to put those in the trash down here at my feet. We've got that all out. We're going to mince that finely. Set that to the side. Get our onions stirred up here. I'm going to slice the pepper right down the middle. And then I'm just going to peel back that core and drop the core and the membrane into the trash, and do it with the other side as well. And if you need to, you can take your knife around to get out more of that if you don't want the white parts in there. And I'm just going to dice them as well. Add a little bit of water and stir that around. We want them to get nice and soft. It's going to take a couple of minutes, and while that's cooking, we're going to talk about the spices. We have several spices going into this. The two basics that I use in almost everything: garlic powder and onion powder. And then we're going to use ground cumin and also some ground coriander. And then last, Mexican oregano. I'm going to leave out the salt and pepper and let whoever wants to serve it that way themselves, they can add it at the table. Okay. We're going to add in our garlic. Stir it in for about 30 seconds. The knife will work better. And if you don't like green bell peppers, you could choose to use a yellow one. But I would stay away from the red one since this is actually a green chili and not a red chili. But yellow would be fine too. I know some people don't like green peppers or they don't agree with them as much. So now we're going to add the peppers. That's green bell pepper. If you had a poblano pepper or an Anaheim pepper as well, those would work too. And then we have the half of a jalapeno pepper we're going to stir in. And then as those cook, we're going to add the spices in there so the spices can kind of meld with the peppers and coat them really well. And we aren't needing any more liquid in there. We had about a tablespoon of water, and the peppers and onions are giving off some of their own liquid, so nothing is sticking. That's a good deal. We don't need to add oil to it. The oil just adds extra calories that don't provide any nutrition for us. They're empty calories. So we can easily saute in water or broth. It works. I've gone ahead and pre-measured all the spices we're going to use in this little glass jar. Just going to dump those in and then coat the veggies. Soups have a wonderful way of filling us up and just being such a comfort food, especially in the winter time. Okay, for our liquid, we're going to use vegetable broth. I found some low sodium vegetable broth. You can find salt-free if you have it available. You could also add a bouillon cube here for extra flavor. I just happen to be out. And so that would be another way to enrich the flavor if you want to do that. I like better than bouillon. And you can just scoop it out of the jar as much as you want. And then for our ingredients, we're going to add, of course, the salsa verde. That's going to be part of our liquid. We have some diced green chilies. We have corn. And then 2 cans of white kidney beans, cannellini beans. You can choose any white bean that you like. Great Northern, small white beans, navy beans, it's up to you. I like the white kidney beans because they're just a little bit bigger and a little more hearty. I'm going to add just a splash of this broth in here. And get these stirred around. Nice and coated. And then we're going to add our liquids. We're going to add 1 whole jar. This is 16 ounces Salsa Verde, whichever brand you like or can find in your store. And then the diced green chilies. Since we didn't have a poblano pepper, you could add 2 cans of these if you'd like. I'm just going to go with 1 for now. I'm going to try and get every bit of them out of there. Then we have the corn. It's been rinsed and drained. And then the 2 cans of white kidney beans, cannellini beans. Also were rinsed and drained, and I just put them back in their cans for convenience. And then I'm going to use this entire 32-ounce container of broth. We're going to give that a good stir. We're going to let it cook, come to a boil, and then let it simmer for about an hour, and then it would be ready to serve. And when we serve it in our bowls, we'll have some lime. Each person can have a little section of lime, and then some chopped cilantro to go on top. And when we get ready to serve this, I will show you a picture of what it looks like. You can also serve this over potatoes if you wanted to serve it over baked potato, or if you have some rice, you could serve it over rice or any other type of grain. It's just a really nice hearty soup for when it's really cold outside. I hope you'll give this Salsa Verde Mexican chili a try. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.